So on Instagram, please follow me. I've been made aware that the one, the only Green is not Nick, aka Nick's Not Green, aka Ethan's BFF, finally, after 4 months of dodging the subject, finally decided to make an apology video. And in case you guys don't know what's going on, long story short, Nick's Not Green, along with Lex and along with ethanisonline and a few other people, but they're not really that important, pretty much all made a hit piece against supermega to try and take them down. Nick's Not Green took a massive L. He lost thousands of subscribers after putting not only one but 2 hit pieces on supermega and bringing up someone's passing, and just it was really messy. So far, ethanisonline hasn't responded to anything. He has been losing subscribers, which makes me happy, but he just kept uploading like nothing happened. I think that speaks of their character, and by no means doesn't mean I'm going to join Nick on tour or buy his shitty music. I'd rather die than to do that. But if this video is genuine and it comes from a good place and he's actually apologizing because he means it, not because this is his job and he hasn't been making income for the last 4 months, then it's like, okay, great, you learned your lesson, and only time will tell if you use your platform responsibly. But if it's just because he's running out of money and he's bleeding subscribers and he wants that to stop, then it's a pretty scummy thing to do.
In this video, I want to address how I have made my content throughout my time on this platform, but more specifically with a series of videos I made regarding supermega. If you're unsure about what happened, I'm going to be talking about a lot of my specific actions in this video. For the past 6 months, I have been defending myself against criticism for how I used my platform in a series of videos I made attacking Matt Watson and Ryan McGee of supermega. I stubbornly persisted and posted videos thinking that I was somehow the victim in this drama that was stoked by YouTubers that friends of mine had a bad experience with. In December, I decided to take a step back from posting videos, and over the span of the last month or so, I have slowly processed and realized just how wrong I really am. And the realization of being ignorant and immature and dangerous throughout the course of this whole thing has not actually been a unique experience for me. This situation followed patterns of past behavior that are rooted in my character and how I respond to criticism from other people, and I realized that I'm not really getting hate because of the content I make or because of the audience that I have or because everyone else is wrong. I got all this criticism because I was wrong.
If this is genuine, once again, if this isn't to stop the fact that he's been bleeding thousands of subscribers on the weekly because this is his job, if this does turn out to be genuine, and so far it does, he doesn't seem as pretentious and as douchey as he always does. So props to him for that. You know, I'm not gonna subscribe anytime soon, but if they're trying to be a better person, and it's not like they murder anyone. Well, I mean, they did kill someone's channel, but not, you know, literally went up and shot them, right? If he truly means this and he wants to improve as a person, more power to him. If it helps him be a better person, that's great. I'm glad it's working and I hope it pays out. But I also don't want people to forget, like, all the snaky type stuff he did, first making fun of the hate on Instagram and then uploading an apology on a Mr. Beast video and then taking that out, and then enlisting the drama videos and then pretending that never happened and then bitching on Instagram and on Twitter and then having a mental breakdown. Only time will tell if he actually means this with his next few videos, how he acts, how he behaves, if he's still going to be a pretentious prick that thinks he's better than everyone else just because he wears hexagon glasses. Time will tell. Now, if he fucks that up again, then that's like when we're like, nah, dog. Like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. Shame on me and my mama for falling for that. So, you know, the next few videos will tell if his character has changed. I really hope this humbled him.
Really only saw the most aggressive and the most extreme reactions to what I did, and I immediately ignored it and turned away from it. And not just those comments, but from people who are actual fans of mine who were worried about what I was doing. I would see certain content creators making countless videos against me who I didn't like, and I would not take it seriously.
I wonder if he's talking about Turkey Tom or like a cheetah or like me, because like the videos that we did on him, some of mine got over 100,000 views. You know, I'm sure he saw it, because for a few days when you search Nick's Not Green, one of my videos will pop up and it was like one of the top ones there. So, you know, I know he doesn't like me. The feeling goes both ways. Obviously, the video that had the most impact was Turkey Tom's. I mean, that shit got over 1 million views. I hope he mentions it, but let's be honest, if it wasn't for the whole internet collectively shitting on him, I don't think he would have ever apologized. This is like his 4th apology. I'm interested. Will he talk about me or Turkey Tom or any of the haters?
I would see disgusting comments about me and my friends, and I would turn away from it and refuse to give it any validity. And I would keep working through it and doing my job as if I had nothing to apologize about. I wouldn't watch the videos. I wouldn't read any of the comments. It took way too long for me to realize that not only was I wrong about the way that I have used my platform over the past few months, but a lot of the people who I shat on, who made content about me, were actually right. This is the 5th time I've responded to this, and every single time before this, I have done or said things that have made my actions even more harmful. I wrote off any of the criticism, basically saying that the people who were making videos about me weren't credible sources in my eyes. They were responding in bad faith. And this isn't something that I have only done in this situation, but it's something that I've done during my past few years on YouTube. I never really took a fair look at what people were saying about me online, because whenever I saw the most aggressive comments, I ignored everything else. And I tried to move on as if I've done nothing wrong. I have horrible anxiety around reading or seeing content about me, and it caused me to do some very ignorant things.
Props to him for admitting to it, you know? I kind of get where he's coming from and what he means from that. I've never been in a situation when there's like been YouTubers with like 700,000 subscribers or like 200,000 subscribers or millions of subscribers in some cases just dunking on me because I said something stupid. Now, granted, I would have never brought anyone's suicide up, and I would have not let my dumbass friend bait me into making a video about stuff that I don't know about. We live and we learn. That's how we grow, right? I get it. Props to Nick for owning up to it and for being honest with us for once. This seems genuine to me. Now, he could be the greatest actor in LA right now. Maybe this is bait, right? And I'm just a retard falling for it. I mean, all things considered, when it comes to YouTuber apologies, it's not too bad. We've seen a lot worse. Like the first 4 Nick's Not Green apologies, those were straight up booty. Like, those were so bad. Those were straight ass. Props to him for coming up with the 5th one. Only time will tell if this is coming from a good place.
I think I would be making the same exact videos I was making before if none of this had happened. I surrounded myself with validation and people who insisted that I wasn't doing anything wrong. I wasn't comfortable telling people close to me that I believed I could have been wrong because I was afraid to face reality. And I see how it could be expected that I would come into this video blaming the people I surrounded myself with who enabled this kind of behavior. I could talk about how I trusted the wrong people in my life.
Please tell me we're gonna get an ethanisonline this. That would be lovely. That would be quite lovely. Okay, so in case you guys don't know, I mentioned it at the start a little bit. ethanisonline and his GF, they were in contact with Nick because they're really good friends and all. And there was a live stream where Ethan and his girlfriend were smoking weed, getting high, laughing at Supermega's downfall and being like, oh yeah, if you want to know what's going on here, check out Nick's video. Because Nick was very encouraged to do this by Ethan. In a way, it kind of feels like Ethan is like an FBI agent from our community who we pay so he can go and destroy Nick's Not Green. Maybe, and you know what? I'm extending a hand here. You know what? Nick's Not Green, if you want to collab, let's do it. I'm in LA. We could face cam, face reveal. We can do all that shit. All right. I mean that, by the way. Hit my DMs on Instagram. We can get something going. I promise I won't say anything offensive. Let's bring the power of the 2 Lion X commentary channels. No, but I'm serious. Hit me up. Let's do this. Let's build bridges, not tear them down. Sensitive Society 2024. Let's keep going.
Despite who I was friends with, despite who I chose to publicly stand with, I was the one that made the decisions to act in the way I did and react to the criticism I was getting. And when I was trusted to be a responsible content creator who is doing things that other people won't do on this platform, I turned out to be a coward. I have full control over how I edit and write and do everything on this channel, yet these mistakes still happened because they are rooted in who I am as a content creator. And I had the realization that in order to use my platform in the most responsible way I could, I needed to have a complete overhaul of my behavior, and I needed to make major changes to how I make my videos, including how I receive and respond to feedback. And that's something that I need to start right now. The way that I treated online controversy and the people involved was gross, and it is cruel, and not just in the Super Mega video, but in a lot of my videos in the past 3 years. I've made a career off publicly shaming people for mistakes that they may have desperately regretted. And of course, it's ironic that I have spent hours over dozens of videos laughing at people's mistakes and the way they respond to criticism when I myself have been closed off to any criticism or feedback that I receive on my own videos.
I mean, yeah, that's something that I talked about. You know, these type of guys, they hate people like us. I'm talking like Diesel Patches, Turkey, Cheeto, me, Pegasus, all that stuff. And it's people like Nick and Ethan and Hassan and you know what kind of YouTubers I'm talking about. It's like those people are always criticizing people like us out for being mean, for being bully, for radicalizing, for being all the phobics in the world. But they're pretty much doing the same thing we're doing, just with different people. You know what I mean? It's like they're doing it for their audience. They're criticizing other people like me just because of the way I say certain stuff, because I'm more direct, because I don't sugarcoat it, because I'm just, I try to be as direct as I possibly can. You guys are pretty much doing the same thing as we're doing, just with your faces and a little softer. I never understood these type of people. They're like, that's bad, but let me go and criticize and make fun of a Christian couple because that's funny. Or let me make fun of people who are in love. All these people do is bully religious people and straight people. It's literally the same thing.
I want to publicly apologize to Matt Watson and Ryan McGee for harmfully mishandling my coverage on a situation that I should never have been involved in. I'm sorry for repeatedly being ignorant because I was too afraid to face criticism, and I just talked and listened to people who made me feel like I was right. I made posts insulting and denying any wrongdoing on my end because I was too afraid to challenge anything else. I made my initial videos about supermega because I had pre-existing feelings and beliefs about them based on what friends of mine told me in private, and I got angry and I wanted to fight for them. I got my emotions involved in a conflict that I had nothing to do with. I saw all of these comments as harassment to me, my friends, and my family, and it caused me to react in a destructive way.
This is exactly why it's a horrible idea to be surrounded by yes men and be surrounded in this echo chamber. Because if you're surrounded by the wrong people, like he was, you will never make a mistake. Oh no, Nick, that's great. Keep it up. Keep killing it. 800,000 soon? 700,000 soon again? If you're surrounded in an echo chamber and all you can hear is you're right, you're right, you're right, eventually you're gonna be like, I'm right. If you never receive any criticism or backlash, or you don't hear from people outside of your community, you're never going to be better, okay? Especially when you have like 700,000 subscribers and you're using your platform to spread lies that almost, if not it, killed a channel, okay? That's why you shouldn't be around yes men or toxic people or retards like ethanisonline. And I really hope to God you cut him off for good, because he is the worst. And I'm not even saying that because of how I feel personal. You can just straight up tell that Ethan is a horrible, possessive egomaniac that bullies gay autistic kids and shoves them in the locker. Ethan is a bully, and Ethan had his fingers all up in Nick's Not Green and his brown booty hole. So I really hope Nick's Not Green cut him off, because why would you surround yourself by negativity and toxic people? They almost killed your career. You know, they cost you 4 to 5 months of revenue and subscribers, and they just ruined your reputation. How could you trust someone like that anymore? Oops, my bad, Nick. Yeah, I'm sorry. Nick, you're like 20 something years old. How can you not have looked up super mega stuff?
It is humiliating to come to the realization that the content I make is far from helpful or honest or safe. And the way that I deflected blame for my own actions ended up hurting both parties involved. The decisions that I made while covering the super mega situation and the way I responded to criticism ended up hurting the people that I was trying to help in the first place, because I didn't handle it with the care that was needed. Everyone was worse off because of my actions. There were people close to me that had to endure harassment because I refused to listen to those in my life who were telling me that I may have been doing something wrong. I realized that I made a mistake in my first video, saying that I asked for permission to cover the story from the victim, and then later in my coverage said that I was actually asked to cover the story. Now, I want to clarify that I was asked to cover this story by the victim, but that does not remove any of the accountability I need to take for how I covered the story and how I responded to the criticism I got from it. That is nobody's fault but mine. I used a serious situation as an excuse to make insults and jabs at Super Mega because I got emotionally involved in a conflict that should have been treated with more severity, childishly insulting Matt and Ryan and thinking it's okay because I'm the good guy and they're the bad guys is an embarrassing decision that I decided to make. I made digs at Supermega's relevance. I put edits in my video of Matt getting punched in the face, all because I was convinced that it was all right to bully these people in front of hundreds of thousands of people because I thought they were awful. And I am ashamed of that.
There we go. I'm glad he's trying to change and grow as a person. Not everyone's perfect. He fucked up. I have fucked up. I've said dumb shit that I regret. Not to his level, but, you know, we're humans. We're dumb. I've said dumb shit in videos that I really regret and I wish I never said. Stuff that I don't stand by anymore. Stuff that I don't support anymore. So, I get it. Once again, never to this extreme, but I get where he's coming from. And you know what? I'm gonna make another offer besides the collab. Let's do this, Ethan. I mean, Nick. Ew, I don't want Ethan. Get that freak off my mind. If you want someone who's gonna be honest with you about anything, feel free to hit my Twitter or my Instagram. My DMs are open and we can talk. You don't seem like a straight up douchebag like Ethan, like a bully, like a dick. Sure, a little pretentious, but we can work on that.
I also want to specifically apologize for the carelessness used in how I talked about Matt and Ryan's late friend Daniel. It is concerning and cruel, to say the least, that I was not more immediately outspoken against the way that Daniel was talked about in other people's videos, including my own. And the fact that I believed that this information was relevant at all to this story is ridiculous.
Putting all the jokes aside and all the shit that I've been talking, I'm really glad he touched on this. Bringing up a dead person is like even too low for the worst commentary channels. A super mega low. Like, I would never do that. Like, if Ethan died, it's not like I'm gonna continue to talk shit. I know he would if I passed away, but I'm not gonna do that because I'm not that kind of person. I'm glad he's taking accountability because I think that was one of the, if not the biggest issue, besides obviously super mega. I think it was the whole bring up a person who's not here today, sadly, to defend themselves. That was pretty shitty. That's even too low for me, dude.
Learning just how much growing I have to do and how flawed I really am has been the hardest but probably most important lesson I have learned in my life so far. I know that I'm capable of being more than this, and that is going to start with immediately changing the content I make to be more intentional, constructive, and meaningful to me.
Yeah, it was pretty solid. It was a pretty solid response. This is way better than a lot of other apologies we've seen on the platform. So credit where credit is due. But there was other videos with millions of views that criticized you and you didn't even mention them. Dude, where's the Turkey Tom video? Where's other channels? I believe there was actually a really good content creator. Let me see. Hold on. So this one right here, Jimmy Robbins. This video is really fucking good. But I'm guessing Nick sees those as bullies or threats. So just something to keep in mind there. But with that said, what do you guys think of this situation? Pretty solid. I'll give it like a 6, 7. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, give me all of your money and some V-Bucks. And I'll see you next time. All right? Peace out.